Hello everyone, friends. Today we will be talking about Blum's airdrop distribution together. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join our Telegram channels for more videos like this. Now let's get into the details. Last night, Blum enabled us to see how many tokens we earned from the airdrop through their own Telegram bot. I quickly recorded a video about it and shared it with you as well. But at that time, since Blum hadn't made any announcements yet, we couldn't go into full details in that video. Now, in this video, we basically summarize all the information we know so far. First of all, one of the most frequently asked questions about Blum has been about these levels. Let me quickly launch the Telegram bot here. Let's keep it open on the side here. As you know, the airdrops we received on Blum were determined according to our levels. If I remember correctly, I should be level 4. It was written somewhere around here. You could see it when you clicked here. Oh, I see it. Wait, I'm actually level 5. My mistake. I'm level 5 and they gave me 2,585 Blum tokens. When we scroll down a little here, we see that there are a total of 8 levels and that each of these levels has a name. So how were these levels assigned to us? This isn't widely known. Let's answer this first. These levels are actually the ranks we achieved by comparing all of our activities within Blum. That is our BP level, MP level, the rate at which we use the trading bot, the rate at which we use meme pad, the rate at which we play the drop game, the number of tasks we complete, and our number of referrals. In other words, I can say that your level is determined by every kind of metric you can think of within Blum. There is a calculation like this. We actually knew in the last few days that there would be a level system like this. But my guess was that while on this screen we would be able to view these details thoroughly. In other words, I thought Blum would transparently show us how it does the calculation. For example, you have this much BP, this much MP, and you've completed this many tasks. You've played this many drop games. In return, I give you this level, because that's what comes out in the mathematical calculations. For instance, we were expecting a proper screen, but instead we were met with a screen where we only see the vesting and our total token amount. So I can say that they kept transparency a bit in the background here. At least that's how it seems to me. The level system was set up this way and they calculated it in their own way and assigned us levels. When you look at it, there are some small oddities in the level system. For example, just to give you an idea, let me actually show you right now. It should look something like this. Let me show you from the point section here. As you can see, I have 3000 MP and 2.9 million BP. So my BP is a bit higher than most other users, and I have level 5. When you look at another user, for example, I'm reading from the paper in front of me right now. A user with 500,000 MP and 500,000 BP also has level 5, just like me. And this is where things start to get strange. A user with 1 million MP and 1 million BP also has level 5 in the same way. And just like me, they become entitled to receive 2,585 tokens. So I can say it's a rather unusual process. But of course, there's also this point. For example, the user I mentioned with 1 million and 500,000 MP also used the trading bot, so they received additional rewards from there as well. Through the badges here, they could receive an extra 1 or 2,000 Blum tokens, making them eligible to get a total of over 4,000 Blum tokens. So there's this kind of strange calculation. As I said, since they're not transparent, we can only talk based on the levels. So it's like I'm level 5, I got this many tokens, or I'm level 4, I got this many tokens, that kind of thing. If I remember correctly, they give 2,585 tokens at level 5 and 0 tokens at level 4. In fact, when we go to the Euro PSS section in our chat channel, we can more or less see this. For example, this person who probably received 350 Blum tokens is either at level 2 or level 3. Most likely, it's level 2. At level 1, they gave 35 tokens. After that, I don't know how many they gave at level 3. As I said, at level 4, they gave that amount. For example, this person is at level 4 and normally received 1,000 tokens as an extra. Because they have MP and so on, they got something like a trading bot load. And as you can see, it's even written here. As you can see, at level 4, they receive 1,000 tokens. There's also a situation where they got an extra 2,000 tokens from these. Now, when we scroll down here, what are these bonuses? Let's talk about those as well. Here, something called extra gold, silver, and bronze has been given to those who supported Blum. I haven't seen many people receive this, so I don't really know about it. But in short, I can say it was given to those who supported Blum, stood behind it, or provided feedback. Apart from that, it was given to the person with the most referrals. There's also something given to the users who use the drop game the most. We can more or less see how much was given for these as well. But I remember that an extra 50 Blum tokens were given for the drop game. In fact, if we take a quick look here, I think we'll probably find it. For example, 10 chains were coming from there in the amount of 1,000. So we scrolled up a little bit. 50 of them came from TrueFan. 50 tokens also came from Job Game Master. For example, someone who reaches level 6 gets 5,000 tokens. So there's a kind of math like this. What is the reward for in TrueFan? If you have more than 330 days of activity, you get it. But when you look at it, giving only 50 tokens to someone who has logged in for 330 days seems a bit low to me. After all, we're talking about someone who has logged into Blum for 330 days, used Blum actively, and helped increase the number of users. But again, I leave the interpretation of this to you. So rewards were given to those who created meme coins, used the trading bot, or had the largest tribe, and so on. By the way, I still haven't figured out this tribe thing. Why? It's very simple. Let me show you. When you enter our tribe here, we're the 787th tribe. As you can see, when you look at the overall list, we're 787th and within the top 1,000, but it didn't give me anything extra from here. Maybe it gave something to the highest level person within the tribe, I don't know, but hopefully some of our people have managed to win something through this tribe. Other than that, when you look at it, the other part of Blum's announcement that might be important is this section. Because what I said in yesterday's video was this. In fact, let me just open the bot on Telegram directly and show it from there as well. Let's refresh the page here for a moment. As we said in yesterday's video, we'll be able to claim the tokens whenever we want. We'll also be able to get the remaining ones, because at that time there was no announcement yet. So we said something like that off the top of our heads, but they didn't do the vesting process that way. Let me show it again like this. We have a vesting period of 180 days. And let me give an example from my own account on TG. 775 tokens are unlocked, and I will continue to earn 10 tokens per day throughout these 180 days. But however, if I want to claim my 775 tokens at the TG moment and withdraw those tokens to my wallet by trading on the DEX, the remaining token show, many does that leave me with? Does it become 1,500 or something like that? It becomes 1,700 mini tokens. They are burned. So if you claim them, your remaining tokens are burned. If you say, let me get my Blum at the TG moment, sell it and exit, you will only be able to receive 30% of the Blum tokens you own. The remaining 70% will be burned. Therefore, if many users choose to sell at the TG moment, I can say that it could significantly reduce the supply. On the other hand, if there are those who choose not to sell and plan to hold on to their Blum tokens and claim all of them within 180 days, then since there won't be any selling, the price could remain stable. In other words, I can say that it could really break the selling pressure. I mean, they've done something clever here. I can say they've played the mathematical trick like a sleight of hand. Actually, that's what they're explaining in this part as well. On the TG day, whenever that will be, it hasn't been fully announced yet. It will be announced in the coming days anyway. When TG Day arrives, we will be able to claim directly to our Tonk wallet, and if we claim at that moment, we will only be able to receive 30% of it. If we don't claim, a certain portion will be unlocked each day, and by the morning of the 180th day, we will be able to receive all of our tokens. That's how it is, but as you can see, they've already mentioned this here. It says you can claim whenever you want, but it also says that any tokens you don't claim will be burned. So if you take the 775, it says I will burn all the rest that are left. If you want, it says you can claim when there are 2,400 tokens, and I will burn the remaining 185. So in short, they set up a mechanism like this, just so you know. Is it good or not? I'll leave that up to you to decide, because it wouldn't be right for me to comment too much right now. Anyway, we'll probably do a live broadcast today or tomorrow. In that live broadcast, we'll discuss all of this in detail. Apart from that, there's another piece of information we know. At the very beginning, there will be 96 million Blum tokens in circulation, and 30 million of these will be in circulation as an airdrop. As you know, 100 million Blum tokens were allocated for the initial airdrop, and since 30% of this will be in circulation on TG at first, that corresponds to 30 million tokens. Of course, some people will sell these, some will hold on to them, some won't even claim them, and so on. So this number might drop a bit more. Apart from that, the remaining 66 million will belong to the team investors and so on. And if those are unsold, since there will be very few tokens in circulation, the price could start out high. As I said regarding the price estimate, if the team doesn't sell, if the investors and so on don't sell, which, by the way, Blum mentioned in the section about Blum's tokenomics. In fact, if we can find it here, I can show you Blum's tokenomics from there. In their tokenomics, Blum stated right away on TG that they wouldn't sell at first and that the team wouldn't be making any sales. Afterwards, who knows what might happen? They can't really predict it either, but at the TG moment, there won't be any sales from the team. Therefore, I think it's quite likely for the price to reach those dollar levels, to go there or to hover around there. So as the price estimate, let me give a bit of a range again that would be more accurate. I can give an estimated price range of between $0.3, that is 30 cents, and $1. Of course, if you have your own price predictions, you can share them in the comments along with your reasoning. By the way, let me touch on this as well. Just as there are people who received a great airdrop, there are also those who got a terrible one. As I just showed in our Telegram channel, there are people who received 350 10, and especially a lot of people who only got 10. They are most likely level 1 or probably at level 1. So there are also those who received a very small amount. Therefore, at the end of the day, there may understandably be strong reactions to Bluma. Now, when we scroll down a bit from here, this is the section about the Blum team. Where was it written? As you can see here, it is at the end. In the part where they summarize everything, they say things like, we support active users early on. They say things like that. I'll skip over those. It says launch clean. In other words, they're saying the listing will be clean and there won't be any sales from the team or investors. Since this is written in Blum's Tokenomics, I guess it's something we can trust. If we trust Blum, then it seems like we should trust this statement as well. Therefore, since the circulating supply will be low at first, the price could be good as well. So what will happen at the end of 180 days? I'll leave it up to you to decide whether selling right at the beginning will be profitable or not. With that, I think we can slowly wrap up our video. I don't think I missed any points. The video turned out a bit long, so please excuse me for that. I tried to gather all the information I know into this video as best as I could. Anyway, let's say that we'll probably do a live stream soon and talk about the process again there. And let's bring the video to a close. If you have anything on your mind or anything you'd like to ask, you can reach me through the comments or via my Telegram chat channel. I wish you all a good day and lots of profits.